Welcome to the Ho-Ho Show.
Rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we
defend the Constitution, because freedom matters.
Broadcasting live from the cottage studio. Welcome to the Ho-Ho Show, and as always, I'm your host, Ho-Ho. So how y'all's doing? I hope you're doing good. I really do. So I went ahead and I started the stream, got everything up and going. Intro was playing, and then I tell somebody, oh yeah, by the way, we're going. I ain't got you turned on yet, so don't even worry about it. So I am sitting in studio with the host of the Machine Radio Show, co-owner and founder of Weaponized Sloth Productions. He is the owner of Skyscraper Vinyl, BAG Metal Works, and BAG Metal Sports or Motorsports. Yeah, that's it. And probably a few other things that I am failing to mention. So, hello, Brandon. How are you doing today, sir? Oh, yeah. Hold up. Okay. There you go. Now we got you. You know, see, that's why I said sit how you're going to freaking sit so I can set the camera. Turd. How you doing, man? Will you get...
What?
Would you what, me?
What,
and hello, sir, over there in Facebook land. How you doing?
You keep moving me around. I don't know what to do. It's like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. So
just fidget. You like to fidget, don't you?
Can I do that on camera?
Well, it depends. That depends on what you're fidgeting with.
I say, isn't that YouTube?
Is it what you what?
Isn't it YouTube?
Uh-huh.
So, anyhow, hi. How you doing? How's everybody doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, you know. I need this.
Oh, okay. Hold on one second. Yeah.
Yeah, I can barely hear myself.
I think that's pretty much because you got it too far away from your mouth. But let's crank it up a little bit.
If I get any closer, I'm going to taste it, and I don't like tasting other people's microphones.
How's that? That sound better? And now he shuts up.
What you want? Hi.
I said, hey, does that sound better?
Yeah,
you
it's
son of a...
No, I keep hearing other things in the background. That's
You're hearing my voice. And Dave, hello over there in YouTube land. It says,
fine.
Hey man, sup? Well, that's good. I'm glad I'm glad it's better. So, okay. All right. So today we're sitting in the studio and we're going to be talking. I got to turn my ringer down. And yeah, for those of you that may not have figured it out yet, we're not doing a regular show. I mean, we're not going to be covering news and politics and whatnot. We're discussing stuff. That's what we're doing. We're discussing podcasting and different things like that. So how long have you been a podcaster? Podcasting, doing that kind of stuff? Because you started quite a while ago.
About, actually almost, let's see here. Let me think. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Since about 2011.
So a little over 10 years.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep,
And
yep.
what?
Actually, no.
Dave says, this is better. Awesome.
No, it's actually, I take that back. It's been longer than that because I was on other shows before the machine, and the machine's been around for almost a decade.
Okay. And so like what, 14 years?
Yeah, pretty close. I would say pretty close because it wasn't consistent for the first couple of years, but it's been off and on. But yeah, I'd say so.
Awesome. And you got started, guesting, being a guest. Was that like an in studio or was that online, just connecting with somebody else? How'd you end up doing that?
Mixed density.
Mixed density.
Sometimes it was phone calls. Sometimes it was running from my system to theirs.
Yeah, because I remember you were running from their system to, or your system to theirs for a while.
Yeah, which was a disaster.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it if you have someone that doesn't know how to run their equipment.
Right. Well, and that was like, quite a while ago, though. I mean, we didn't have the best of technology for that kind of stuff at the time, right?
Right.
Yeah, kind of a little bit more of a headache than what it is now. And then you got the Machine Radio show going after that. And when did that get started? 2011, you said?
Yeah, somewhere around in there. And it wasn't named as the Machine at the time. We had another name, but
what was the name?
I honestly don't remember. I decided not to commit it to memory.
I got you.
I could probably tell you if I look back in my archives, but I always tell everybody, for the most part, that I've been run as the Machine. That's it.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess the name doesn't really matter in a matter of speaking. So what I'm kind of curious about, because I know for me, it took me a while to get used to talking on the microphone and doing this, because I didn't start doing this as a video. It was just the audio only. Is that, and that's pretty much how you did it too, right?
Right.
And it takes a while to get used to basically talking to yourself and do that as a podcast. How long did it take you to, I guess, find your voice, so to speak?
Well, like I said, the first show, the first show, that's what I'm getting at with the whole, I don't even remember the name, because I don't really want to commit it to memory, because just like everybody else, they want us to start out and do like like your garden variety Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity show. And I was uncomfortable with it. I didn't like it.
Well, it wasn't you.
Yeah. I couldn't be me.
Yeah.
And then, I decided one day because we had a radio station and an administrator, and I finally called her and said, listen, I was like, I want to do a pilot show the way I want to do it. And is that okay? And she's like, well, I was like, yeah, just let me do it. I said, if you don't like it, you can shut us down. And I started doing this pilot show, and a half an hour in, I go to a break, and all of a sudden my phone is blowing up. It's her. And I'm like, oh, she hates it. And all I heard was on the other side. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, you okay? And she's like, you got to stop. I'm like, what? Is it that bad? She goes, no, I can't stop laughing. I can't breathe. She's like, you're going to give this old woman a heart attack.
So when you first started up your podcast, you were part of a internet radio network, basically.
Yeah. The Roar Radio Network.
Right. And what did that stand for? It's been too long ago. I don't remember.
You're going to ask me? I just said I don't even remember the name of my first show.
Yeah, well, I at least you remembered Roar Radio Network. I mean, that's a start. I didn't remember that much. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're making me look like an ass now, man.
It happens. Limited memory, dude. I don't remember all that crap. Like, okay, so I remember whenever I first, started my podcast, which, by the way, this whole entire show started from this guy right here. I was over in the garage, and you were about ready to get stuff going in the shop, and I'm like, so how do I listen to the show? Download the Spreaker app. Okay, cool. I'll download that. I downloaded that, and then it's like, hey, get your username. I got my username, and then it's like, get the, the name of your podcast. And I'm like, I ain't got a podcast, but all right, fine. The Ho-Ho Show popped into my mind. I'm like, all right, I'll do that. And then I got the whole thing set up and going. I'm like, okay, so how do I listen to your podcast? And you looked at my phone. You're like, dude, you downloaded the wrong app. I'm like, crap.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like you downloaded the wrong app. I'm like, what do you mean it's Spreaker? It's like, this is the studio app. What do you mean? I had no clue. Whatsoever. So finally got the right one, able to listen to him. And I remember my first handful of shows. I mean, dude, it was a train wreck, which you can still listen to them in the archive. Like they're still way down there in the bottom. I haven't deleted anything. But I mean, they were a train wreck. They were bad. Can you believe that people still listen to that crap?
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while, I'll just look through and see what people are listening to, and it's like, why are you listening to those episodes? Them things are horrible audio quality. I had no idea what the heck I was doing, stumbling all over myself. I still have no clue what I'm doing. I'm going on 6 years of doing this crap. So, it took me, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 months really before I started getting comfortable enough and, finding my voice in doing this. So, I mean, about how long do you think it took you to find your voice, roughly?
After that first initial show when I made her almost pass out, or have a coronary.
Well, I mean, you started podcasting before then, so I mean, like, I'm sure that.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't really find, like I said, to me, they wanted us to be just like everybody else, and I felt uncomfortable with it, so therefore I didn't really say I ever did find my voice.
Right. Okay, I got you.
Once I was able to do things my way, and just when I was able to do things my way throughout the entire show without having to basically be beholden to somebody else telling me what I can and can't say.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I felt like I found it. You've heard my show. One moment we could be having an absolute serious conversation. It could be just absolutely fact filled. I could go on a 45-minute long historical rant as a historian, and then the next minute you might hear some dick jokes. You just don't know what's going to pop up, and I do believe that formula because it makes me feel comfortable. Right. Honestly, because I can be a little bit more myself, and when the chat room is very important to me because I don't like how a lot of other radio stations do it. Like they're talking at you, they're not talking with you.
Right, I got you.
To me, it's more like a conversation, and I think it works out better that way. I really do.
Personally, I like to chat too because it allows that. Well, okay, like for instance, and this is one of the things I like about podcasting in general is because it's more of an intimate type of a thing. It allows you to get to know your audience to get to know you, and with Spreaker. Very unique in the podcasting world because they do offer that live function and they offer chat right in there. So, I mean, that was, it's a hybrid type of a show that you're allowed to do. It's a cross between live internet radio and podcasting because, of course, it's available as a podcast afterwards, but it's live internet radio if you choose to do it that way. Completely unique because the audience can participate in the show and become part of the show.
Right.
And that to me was something that I thought was pretty cool about the whole thing. And you definitely have a following of people that definitely get involved with the chat.
Right. Well, and I'll tell you what, I honestly, I'm going to say it. I'm very blessed. I am very blessed with the show because I don't get just the American listeners or the listeners from our state or whatever else I get. I get listeners from around the world, and they're constantly there. It's not like they pop in every once in a while. Okay, what's that crazy American saying? It's it's a weekly thing. They're every video I produce. Even my little offshoot ones, they're there and they're like we like this. Just to give you an example, I mean, I got, Paris, France.
Right, yeah.
Sweden.
Sweden. Yes.
Because remember, it's not Sweden, it's Sweden.
It's Sweden, yes.
Same thing with, when people speak German, they think, well, that guy's last name is Wagner. No, his last name is Wagner.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like Hawaii is technically Hawaii.
Right.
It's pronounced, they don't pronounce it American.
Well, it's like that joke, Just think about it. It's like the German joke. Hey, Jared.
I've asked the questions.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
We will ask the questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Of course,
that's
I'm supposed to slap you when I say that. But,
right.
you know.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you're not reaching though right now because I'm
No.
way over here. So don't even do it. Don't throw nothing at me either.
I was looking, but it seems that the gas mask covered Trump doll just fell over. So
Yeah, he's down there now.
he face planted.
'Cause
But you know, like I said, you
Oh,
know,
wait.
having people from across the world really does make it fun.
he's down there.
Because I get to hear from them, and you know, it's funny how I got them to listen to the show in the first place because I'm a part of other shows, like you know, war history,
Yeah.
historian stuff. Because you know, a little known secret about me is I actually am a registered historian, and they started. They would see my name pop up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check this guy out." And every time somebody'd pop into the new, "Oh, I caught you live," my first response is, "Oh, I'm so sorry." They're like, "What?" I said, "This is not what you think it is. This is not the historian stuff. This is more modern politics with a historical mix that has a lot of dick jokes and foul language mixed in." And more often than not, they stay. They're like, "This is fun. This guy," and they appreciate the, you know, our ability to have freedom of speech the way we can, you know, way we can do it.
Right.
And they're very adamant about that, especially the one in France, in Paris, France, right now, because remember Macron is really trying to shut them down to where they can't say anything.
Right. You know, and I know with me, it's like, you know, my first, I guess you can say, come to Jesus moment whenever I was doing, you know, because I kind of started going live periodically. I didn't really do it all the time. It was more of a periodic thing. And, you know, my first live listener was from India, you know, and like I shut down Spreaker and, you know, because they don't like, okay, unlike the video side of things, you know, Spreaker doesn't tell you how many people are watching. You know, I can look over and see that there's people watching. But on Spreaker, they don't tell you that.
Yeah, the evil algorithm. And it's not necessarily, well, it's your analytics. I'm sorry, not algorithm. Algorithm does kind of screw you, especially if you speak like we do.
Right.
Yeah, that whole thing with the analytics is horribly off. We had this conversation with someone from Spreaker, and they said if you have this this amount of numbers, you know, this X amount of people, you're actually probably about 20, 30 times that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that they don't count. And in order for them to count it, they have to have a lot of things line up, and there you go.
Yeah.
But, you know, even still, though, you know, they don't show you how many people are actually listening, though. You don't get that number until you close the chat down. So I ended the show. I did the stop the show, and then it told me you had a listener. I was like, oh, holy crap. You know, so I got on the website just to see where the heck the guy was from, and they were from India. I'm like, why the heck do I got somebody from India listening to me? This is weird, you know. And then it was all right, so is this something I'm going to do and get serious at, or, you know, am I going to hang my hat and be done with it? And well, I guess we see how that turned out, because that was a while ago.
Well, we had some strange ones too. We had one. What was the one? I sent you a picture of it. I'm like, why is somebody from there listening to me? Where was it? There was a couple of them, but there was one in particular. Right. I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, you're on that. I mean, you're a lot like me, because, like, you know, we do not do the same type of show. I mean, like, yeah, we're both doing, news, politics, and whatnot, but it's a different flavor show, definitely.
Well, one was the United Arab.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I can go with that. I think the other one was, oh dang it.
But like our audience,
I'm trying to think of
spans,
because it was so shocking. We're like, what? Why are you listening to us?
Mm-hmm. I remember talking to somebody about my India listener, and they were like, dude, there's got to be somebody from the military base. And I'm like, well, that at least makes sense. You know, I was like, oh, okay, I accept that, you know. But yeah, I mean, we both have had some pretty oddball places where people's been listening. So So podcasting since 2011 with you, with the machine, with your own, not being part of being a guest on somebody else, but doing your own. So you're a historian. One of the things I know that you're wanting to do, and we've talked about this, but we've had some obstacles and hurdles and whatnot, and kind of had having a hard time getting some stuff finalized to be able to do it. But we're wanting to do documentaries, which I think is pretty stinking awesome, to be honest with you.
Which I have done documentary shorts, but I haven't done any full length, and that's
right, like half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever. So, what have you done documentaries on?
It's mixed density, and it's usually actually mostly World War II. I did which I actually want to do a long one on. I did a documentary short on the propaganda campaign from the Germans, from Joseph Goebbels, the Goebbels experiment. I did one short one on that. I did a short one on basically it's hard to even explain it. But the more human side of World War II, not just the soldier side, the civilians, and what they thought of what was going on, be it Germans versus Americans versus the British or the French or whatever else. Did a short one on that, and I mean there's a lot of them that I just kind of I guess guest starred into as well. Okay. That weren't mine. You keep forgetting to push your buttons.
I did too. I forgot to unmute myself.
That's twice.
Yeah, yes it is. I've been doing this for a while. You would think I'd know what I'm doing by now, but no, apparently not. Apparently not. Now, we've also got some that, we're wanting to do. Tell us about a couple of those projects that you're looking at doing.
Well, one of them I was actually writing before the unfortunate disaster in which Dorothy and Toto decided to borrow my shit. But I started writing one on the...
So had they ever brought any of those back from Oz?
Not really.
Some bitch.
They borrowed it all.
Stinking Toto.
Including my hard drives and a lot of my archival papers and stuff like that was all ruined or gone. Not bad, is it?
That's pretty good. I like that.
But I was writing one on a Sangamon Ordnance Company, which was actually two ordnance companies that were in Illiopolis, Illinois, that combined to become the Sangamon Ordnance Company, and I was writing one on it. I'm currently actually writing one on the Battle of Castle Itter.
Now hold on, before you go any further, just so people have an idea on this place, how big is it? Because we went out there. We were going to do some drone flying out there, but the stinking weather did not the day that we had available to do it, because this guy's always busy. I'm always busy. We got a lot of stuff going on, and we were able to get together to do this.
We would have found a drone in another county if we would have stuck it up.
It wasn't all that windy down there on the ground, but you go up and it was windy up there. It was raining. It was just nasty. So how big is this place, though?
Thousands and thousands of acres. I believe the estimate that I had was around 8 miles long, 4 miles wide. That was the entire complex. That included the lines 1 and 2, the lines where they made the mercury switches, the huts to store the munition, the finished munitions, as well as the powder stores, and they had their own water treatment plant. They had everything. It was basically all as contained as possible.
Right.
So it was very, very large. It was one of the largest in the United States at that time.
And there's not quite a bit of it still standing, but there's still, a bunch of stuff that's still standing and out there though too, right?
Yeah, and there's stuff that if you look at it, you would never know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for the most part, you drive by, you see a couple of long buildings. You're like, oh, those are old long farmers' buildings. Like, nope.
Well, and that
was a barracks.
They got hobbit huts over there too, right?
Yes, they got little houses that look like houses. Okay, they look like houses, but they're not houses at all. There's concrete walls on the inside, and painted on the wall says maximum capacity 4 pounds, and that's the 4 pounds of explosive per that projectile.
Well, I mean, they got like some of the bunkers or whatever that are scattered around in there. Yeah, and those places kind of look like hobbit huts.
Yeah, they tried to unbury them after the war and reclaim the property, and they found out it's a lot harder than they think. Well, so a lot of them remain. But unfortunately, if you remember right, I took you out there not too long ago and was really mad because the one basement that still had the U.S. crest painted on the wall and was unmolested was filled in. I was so angry when I went out there.
I bet.
Because that was the one place. I'm glad I got photos of it. I don't even know if the photos still exist, but I know I got photos at the time. I can remember what it looked like.
Well, and there was disposal pits out there too.
Burn beds.
Yeah. Okay.
See, back then they didn't care about the EPA or anything else like that. So what they did was after the war, they said instead of stockpiling the munitions in case we needed it again, like Korea, they decided to just dig these holes about 65 foot deep and I don't know how far wide, and then shove everything in it and set it on fire. And once it stopped exploding and burning and everything else like that, they just pushed dirt over it. And there's multiple ones of those. And even though the Army Corps of Engineers said they cleansed the area, you can still find stuff that surfaces from time to time.
Yeah, and it's not that far underneath the surface either, which is kind of, yeah.
Well,
that was kind of surprising because we were out at one of them and kicked over a little bit of dirt, and it's like, is that what I think it is? I thought they cleaned this up. Apparently not very good.
Well, that's one of the things that I want to do that I don't know if we can necessarily get permission to do is actually do some metal detecting.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm gonna try to anyway. I'm still gonna ask and try.
Considering what the place is and what was there, so yeah.
Yeah, but remember at least it wasn't. I'm trying to think if it was the late 80s or early 90s. They had a farmer tilling up his field, and he came across a couple of mortars that surfaced. And of course, he had to call the Army.
Right?
Yeah, because he had to call the Army Corps of Engineers. They had to come get him and stuff like that. But they wanted to do a survey of the area and make sure there was no more, and he refused. So but I mean, even the area that I took you down, which is called Waterwell Road, because you've seen it. It's Waterwell Road. It's where they got their water. One of the burn beds is right at the end of that road, and you can walk down towards the river and find these little steel rings on occasion that surface up, and those steel rings are what holds the tube for what the munition actually goes into. They're the safety rings and stuff like that. We used to find those all the time. A couple of people that I talked to have found the fins, the bomb fins, just sitting on the surface.
Nice.
But like I said, they said they claimed to have came out and cleaned it up and everything else like that, and I call complete and utter bull crap on that because they're not going to dig 65 feet down into what could possibly be a large collection of unspent ordnance.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either.
No, and I mean it wasn't just the ordnance; it was building materials, trucks, Jeeps, and everything else like that. You couldn't imagine how many vehicles are possibly in those holes. There's just so much that they did, and like I said, at the end of the war, they're like, well, we don't need it no more. War's over. Yeah, we didn't think about the possibility that there's going to be another. So, or there might be another conflict or anything else like that. So what they did, is they got rid of all of it, and they started tearing down the buildings. Like lines 1 and 2 are gone. The spot for the mercury switch is gone. Which that part of the property cannot be reclaimed by U.S. government because the soil is sour. But man, I can go on with that for a while, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, what was one of the other documentaries that you were talking about doing?
One that's slightly older.
Yeah, a place to we have the awesome gorge jumping picture from down in that area.
Yep. That would be the old slave house known as the Crenshaw Mansion down in Equality, Illinois. It was a part of the Reverse Underground Railroad. And I believe personally that it needs to be saved. I believe that it needs to be restored. And I think it needs to be put on the national registers to where it's protected. Simply because you can't erase history. The only way to learn from it is to know it.
Right.
And I despise the fact that this government, and especially the progressive Democrats in this state, want to erase their history. And I'm calling it their history because it is their history.
Yeah. Yeah, and you tried to contact quite a few different people to be able to, gain access to the property, to be able to do a documentary. And how well did those go?
Oh, fantastic. I had one that I told him, I said, hey, I got a documentary I'm trying to write, and I want to do some archival footage. And it's down in your area. I would like for you to join me at the site so we can talk about it. And I left...
Yeah, what was your response on that?
Well, I left it intentionally vague so that they wouldn't ask this, I knew they were going to ask the question anyway. It's like, well, that sounds fantastic. We love history. This representative, loves history and what's it about? They finally asked me, so, well, what's it about? And I was like, well, it's about the Crenshaw Mansion down in Equality, Illinois. And I gave them the address, and I was like, I told them a vague history. I said, even Abraham Lincoln himself was in that building, unwittingly. He didn't know.
Right.
And I believe it needs to be saved instead of it needs to be a cautionary tale. It needs to be shown what has possible, what has happened in history, and it doesn't need to be erased. It needs to be taught. And never got a response back.
What's one of those sayings that they say as far as history and remembering it? I mean, I wish I could remember, but unfortunately, I just can't. What's that saying? How does that go?
Well, those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, that's it. So
that was one of the only things that I didn't like. What John F. Kennedy said. He goes, "Those who live in the past are certain to miss the future." That's not true. The past is the future. The past controls what and dictates what was possibly going to go on.
Right. So you are a man who wears many hats.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Going to change the direction a little bit of where we're going. So just a couple minutes. Quit your yawning.
What? It's almost past my coffee time.
Well, okay, that's true. All right, just a couple minutes and we will be right back. Do you love your occasional Mexican dish or your musical fruit? Are you tired of walking by family members and crop dusting them? Well, if this has ever happened to you, might I introduce you to Tampons brand butt plugs. Tampons brand butt plugs is that particular type of butt plug that allows you to walk in public in confidence knowing that you're not going to accidentally crop dust somebody. Tampons brand butt plugs now with the plastic applicator.
Not just for women anymore.
Tampons brand butt plugs. All right, and we are back. Tampon brand butt plugs. It's about time you get your headphones on and join us. How the heck are you?
Hey, at least I rememred to mute the microphone,
Hey, I remembered to mute my microphone. I
Yeah, you
muted
just
it
forgot
just
mine.
fine. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I was going to say, man, I muted my microphone. I know I did. I seen me do it. I know I did. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and start getting into this. So you do quite a bit of other things. So outside of doing podcasting, you're a bit of an entrepreneur. You do quite a bit of different stuff you do. What was one of the first ones that you got going?
Oh, boy. You want me to go that far back, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, I know of at least, I know of like 3.
Well, my very first that I did for about a year and a half, and just decided it just wasn't going to work out because of my time constraints. I just didn't at the time. I was doing other things, and I decided this just wasn't going to do it. It was actually auto detailing. And then later on, I ended up with a mechanic shop.
How hard would it be to take that sucker off of there?
What?
The mic.
The foam?
No, the mic itself off the arm. Not that, the top. This part right here. This is where it attaches. You think that the boy has never worked with a microphone before?
Nope. Yeah, we're not going to do that right now, though.
Why not?
Because that means I got to disconnect the cable and all sorts of fun stuff. You're killing me.
All right, fine, whatever. All right, continue your story then.
I don't know. I've slept since then.
Oh, yeah? Was it a good nap? Did you rip Van Winkle something?
Yeah, kind of. No, entrepreneur-wise, I did. Like I said, I did auto detailing, and then I got into years later. I decided to open up my own mechanic shop, and did that for about 5-6 years. And actually, it was my health that stopped that one. And I'm actually glad I stopped it for a very specific reason. Cars are not cars anymore. They're rolling computers, and I don't want to have to go to school once a month to figure out how to fix them.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely isn't like it used to be. That's for sure.
Nope, and I refuse to work on EVs.
And you only did auto mechanics for 5 years?
Almost 6.
I thought you did a lot longer than that.
I did some on the side for a while, but then I actually opened and did an actual shop. Oh. And I was definitely busy.
Yes, you were.
There was times when I was booked out a month in advance.
I remember those.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those. So what else have you done throughout the years?
Well, once I had issues with my health, so I couldn't really do the mechanics the way I was doing it anymore. I had a hard time lifting, obviously heavy objects and stuff like that. I kept my arms above my head, for long periods of time and stuff like that. So I decided, for health reasons, I'm going to go ahead and stop doing that. And at the time, I had already started something else, but it was just a side project. I had gotten a vinyl plotter just to goof around with. And they went from using the vinyl plotter to goof around with to, full-fledged making things for other people. I'm like, okay, well, this is, I'll do it this way. And then one day I got bored.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, one day I got bored. And I decided I wanted a whiskey glass of my own. And I was like, I wonder if I can use my knowledge of with the vinyl plotter and with other equipment that I had at my disposal to necessarily etch the glass. I'm like, I'm going to try this. So I made one. And then one became, several. And then coffee cups. And then it just, and shot glasses. And, and people are like, hey, can you do a wedding? And stuff. And it just started spiraling. I'm like, well, this just got interesting. And, it's still manifesting itself in different ways. I'm continuously adding more processes and more ways I can do things to it. And, I'm still doing everything like this with these two things right here. I believe handmade objects mean more.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, you do, mugs, you do glasses, you do coffee cups, you do shot glasses, you do basically yeah. Well, yeah. So, but I mean, that was the next progression of what you started to do, though, because after you did that, it was a wild hair up your butt. And I don't know what that rabbit was doing up there, but it was up there and he was wild. And then you started expanding on it. And now, well, how many different products do you do now? Because I know you do hat pins.
Products I couldn't.
You do coasters. You do hats.
I couldn't even begin to tell you how many different products I actually do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a butt ton of them. It's like, holy crap, you do a butt ton of different products.
And I'm continuously adding more stuff.
Right.
And not just products and the processes thereof that I use to do them with as well. So I'm constantly evolving and stuff. And let's just backtrack here. T-shirts, Esh glass, wood-based products, metal-based products. Even gotten my hands into almost like a sculpting with concrete and stuff. Just minor things I've done for.
Wait. Back the truck up. You do what?
I decided to make some of my own stuff using like old brick and stuff like that, and actually had made my own. And actually, I haven't even finished it because you got to come see it. It's my sidewalk, actually. I'm redoing my sidewalk, and I'm using bricks from a building that was built in 1916. So the old fire brick, and I'm using concrete and stuff like that. And even there's talks of actually doing other things with concrete, believe it or not. But I mean, like metal art, stuff like that, everything. And
now, see, that's one of the things I was wanting to talk about was your metal art, because you've got some pretty awesome stinking pieces. I mean, you really do. What are some of those pieces, or some of those more things that you've done that you've been more proud of?
Well, you can bring up YouTube on your little thing right there and show it to everybody, can't you?
Yeah. Is it on Facebook?
Go
like pictures of things on Facebook.
Oh, I was gonna say go to my YouTube shorts. One of the sculptures is
all right. Well, let me.
And then we can go to, or I can just send you a few.
Well, I mean, if you got them on your Facebook, I mean, I can. If you have like a folder on your Facebook, I can bring that up.
They're just dumped in.
Oh, well, dude, make a folder. You got to make it easier for people. Yeah, send them to my Messenger, I guess. That would probably be the best way, and then I could, show it that way. So your YouTube shorts. All right, let me get into this. Holy cow, you got me going on. Mm-hmm. How the heck am I supposed to do this? Is it in under? Okay,
it's under Machine Radio Show.
I'm working on it. Holy crap. Okay. The Machine. Why the heck are you?
Shoe fly.
Oh, okay. Shorts. You only got one in here.
Yeah, that's the one. That's one of them. But go ahead and you can show that one on.
All right. Let me go ahead and pull this up. This way y'all can take a look at it. There it is. Now, how tall is this thing?
He's fairly up there. He's probably about 5'8" to 5'10", I think.
I'm going to mute the audio on
It's
here.
almost over. I can tell.
Okay. Oh, well, okay.
It's just going to repeat.
I know. Okay, so, yeah, this sucker is, okay, about how tall is he?
He's probably about 5'8" to 5'10", somewhere around in there. Initially, when I first started him, he was almost 6'7", and I decided to cut him down.
And you've got there's a lot in that picture. I mean, he's a robot looking thing. He's got like a scorpion tail, I guess you'd call it. He's got like a Johnny Five laser strapped to his back that it looks like it'll come up and whatnot. I mean, there's a lot going on that picture. And yep. I know you've got, several other things that you've done. You've done, little desk buddies. You got quite a few of those. Yeah, and different versions of them.
I just sent you a restoration of a product as well, and I'm trying to find the photos of the rest of it.
All right, I'm getting into my Facebook Messenger. Son of a gun.
Heck, for all intents and purposes,
you're not in
I can
there.
Send you photos. I'm still clicking.
It just. It's like, I know you got Spike, I know you got the dog. I know you've got like another 2 robots that you've done, robot looking things.
Which have been sold, yeah.
Right. I know you've done several of them desk buddies. I know you've done some pretty amazing looking lamps.
I'm sending that too.
Okay. So what else have you done?
A lot.
Now, okay, the sad thing is, and I gotta let y'all know on this, because we live in, a small city, a big town type of thing, but we're still pretty redneck here, and you've been straight up told by somebody.
How dare you, sir?
By another artist, that if you lived in a different town, whatever, that the stuff that you've made, your artwork, would have sold for like buku freaking bucks.
Yep.
Like you can easily make a living off of that thing and live high on the hog. But the sad thing is, one, shipping this stuff, some of it is just out of the question because of how big it is.
I built a riser for a band, and it cost me cost them almost $500 to ship the box.
Damn.
Yeah, it was technically speaking a freight item.
Right.
It barely made it to a UPS truck.
And but like, okay, the problem is though, we got this redneck country, all right? We're like redneck. Some of us are kind of what's that
it's
term
okay,
I'm
you
looking
can say
for?
it. I'm unstable.
No, I'm not talking unstable. I mean, redneck. People that know how to do that kind of thing. So the sad thing is, people look at it and then they just don't want to pay for the artwork. They kind of like, oh, I can do that, or that's no big deal. That's not really anything at all. And they don't give it the credit that it's due. And that's a sad thing.
But did you come up with it?
Exactly. Because you've had some fun conversations. Some of them I've been privy to. But yeah, he's got, there's a lot of different things that you've done.
Oh, apparently I've hit the limit, so you're getting 30.
What? All right, well, as soon as that comes up, 30 freaking pickers, man.
And that's just the ones that are on the phone. That's not even all of it. That's just the ones I'm sending.
And that's on Facebook Messenger?
Yes.
Because if you're sending it to my phone doesn't connect to the computer.
I think I'm sending it to you.
I guess I'll find out if my phone ends up going off, which it hasn't. So, but heck, with 30 pictures,
I don't know where it went. It didn't show. It didn't show. Look, they're not in there.
Well, what is that on?
It didn't send them. I'm just showing you that in the messenger. Now I gotta go back through it because it didn't send them.
You can generally only send a few at a time.
No, it says you can send 30, so I sent 30.
Oh, well, okay, fine. That's weird. So anyway, while we're waiting on that, what else you got?
Oh, I got a lot of everything. Wait, I found another one. I'm now that I can go through, I'm going through a little bit easier. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna send these, and then.
Yeah, just give me a small taste. I don't need 30 freaking pictures, man.
Well, you're killing me. You said you wanted to see them.
Well, I do want to see them, but dadgummit.
Who was that?
I don't know. That might be you.
Was that me?
You know what? Those are notifications. I wonder why I'm not getting anything. I was in the wrong freaking window. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay, there we go.
Did you get them?
Yeah, I got them.
Oh, good. That means I don't have to send them again, but I still got one more. All
right, now what is that?
That would be the French fry cutter from Bill's Toasties.
Right, but that's, what is this, like a restoration project?
That's the finish. That looks like the nasty photo. So that's before the restoration.
Okay, so all right, so you're sending me the process bits. Is that the finished product?
Yeah, when it's clean.
That's pretty spiffy.
And what I mean by restoration is I didn't turn it to brand new. I did not want to do that.
Right. Well, doing that kind of thing can damage.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I restored it to its former glory as it was used.
Right. And this looks like a little robot dude.
Yep, one of the little desktop guys.
Yep, one of your desktop buddies, and that one's pretty neat looking. This is the lamp. Now this sucker is okay. There's a lot going on in here. So you got, what is that? A flywheel down there at the bottom.
That's a flywheel, a brake rotor, a timing gear, roller rockers, the lamp.
1, 2, 3 different air filters.
Those are actually air filters. Yes.
Yep. Actually, yeah. Not prop type of things. And no, those are actually air filters. And that's a sweet looking lamp, dude. That is a sweet looking lamp. And like the only problem with that lamp is it's more of a mood lamp.
No, I don't. It puts off some light.
Well, I mean, I know it puts off some light, but I mean, like not as much filters out the side of it. It all kind of goes down. Or did you change it?
No, well, when you seen me use it, it had a low watt bulb in it.
Oh, so you put
It has a low watt bulb in it.
What did you do? Put the power of the sun in the palm of your hand in that thing?
Pretty much. If you put 100 watt in there, it's pretty impressive.
Do you guys get that? The power of the sun in the palm of your hands? Name that movie if you can. Head on over to thehohoshow.com. Let me know if you know what that one is. So anyway, what was that? 100 watt light bulb was what you put into it?
If you put 100 watt in there, that bad boy glows.
Wow.
Like a traditional lamp.
Is that a different lamp or is this the same one?
It's the same one.
Okay, just the base of it. All right.
Yep. And the base is four different camshafts, push rods, you name it.
Right, I got you. Okay, so moving. Okay, so there's the big picker of it.
It's for sale, by the way.
It is for sale. All right.
It looked great in the studio.
I ain't got that kind of money.
Horseshit.
And what is this?
That right there is the World War I display that's in my front yard.
Okay. Oh, because this is a plane that you did.
Yes.
I remember. Now, is this the same one that you put together a while back ago, or is this a different one?
That's the same one.
That's the same one? Okay, because you've done a couple of these, haven't you?
Nope, just the one for the plane.
I thought you'd done 2 planes.
Nope, I started a second plane, and then the whirligig with the assholes took it.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, that's pretty neat looking. I like that thing. That's a neat looking plane. It's a double wing plane. And now, how big? I mean, obviously, it's up on a pedestal right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that thing is about what, 3 feet tall? You think 2 feet tall? I'm saying if it was sitting on the ground.
When we measured it, I think it was about 27, 28 inch.
Okay, so
somewhere around there,
just a little over 2 feet. Okay,
I mean, it actually, it's. I mean, that's the wingspan. or the wing inside. With the wheels and everything, I honestly don't know how tall the thing is, but I know it's several feet long. And I am in the process of building a second one, but the second one's going over to the other place to where the rest of them are. And it'll actually be the German Focke-Wulf. It'll be the triplane. So it'll be bigger than this one.
So Brian popped up in the chat. He goes, "You're really lowering your standards, letting him on ho-ho." I know, right? That was funny. I had to laugh at that one. All right, so getting back to the pickers. That one is
the sign that goes with it.
Okay,
which
I
is
got
the
you.
stats
Oh,
from
yeah, all
111.
right. Yep, there it is right there in the picker. I got you. All right, you got two puppers in there.
Yep, there's Eddie and Spike.
Eddie and Spike.
And there's the reason for the name Eddie is because Eddie right there is made of iron. Think about it. Well, hell, you wouldn't know. Eddie is the mascot for the band Iron Maiden.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got no idea.
How dare you?
That's his doghouse, right?
Yep, and that's all recycled pallets. That's just pallet wood.
Okay, I got you.
That was me finally
Finishing
giving
touches on it.
doing some repaint.
I got you. And that's the same robot that the video was, right? Okay.
And there's the flowers.
Flowers, yep. Those are pretty neat looking. That's a heart.
Yep, just made out of wrenches.
Somebody
requested one, so
right, and that's even pink. Oh, isn't that cute? That's
the flowers before they were painted.
Before they were painted, I got you. That's pretty sweet looking. Now this is a table that you worked on.
Yes, and the table still exists.
Yes.
The glass had largely got broken, and believe it or not, that used to be in the house. That used to be in my house.
I remember that.
And the glass got broken, and when we moved, somebody said, "Well, I'd like to have that." And I'm like, okay. I was like, I already broke the glass. I didn't want to buy more glass for it, so here. That's the restoration of a fire hydrant. Simply because my father wanted a fire hydrant.
Huh.
And those are still existing and hanging in there too. I haven't sold those yet.
And that is
recycled wood for the old effect. That's the is Norse.
Yeah, Nordic knots and.
Yep, that's the wheel.
Yeah, that's pretty spiffy looking.
And that would be Atlas.
And that's Atlas. Atlas made out of some nuts because he's crazy. That is neat looking. A little Atlas.
He
That's
just fits in the palm of
pretty
your hand.
stinking cool. I'd not seen Atlas before. That's the first time I've seen Atlas. There's your welding helmet.
Yep, that was just a photo. That's the one of those hang-up signs that I made that I even went as far as drill holes through it and put bullet heads in it for the background. The wood was actually beat up like that. I intentionally left it that way. And
Oh my goodness.
the person that bought it, they hang their keys on it. That's what it's for.
Brian put another comment in here.
Of course he did.
He said, "Your dad needed somewhere to go pee because your mom won't let him use the bathroom in the house."
Yep. Well, it is in front of the doghouse.
Right. That's hilarious. That's awesome. All right. So going.
That's the head of the robot. That's how he started. It started as a giant dozer piston.
And that appears to be the last picker. All right. Cool. There we go.
There should be one more. I sent it separate, so.
Okay. Well, let me find that one. There it is.
And that's my tree. When they cut the branch off, it was heart-shaped. I got bored.
Oh, okay.
I came home one day and painted the tree red. My wife's out there watching me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Mind your own business." And then the next day she came out and she goes, "Is that an arrow?" I'm like, "That's an arrow." And now you got the banner on there. I haven't written anything in it yet. But I got bored and I drew. It took me like literally 10 minutes to make that arrow because I'd already had pieces that were cut. I just kind of threw them together, and I welded bolts to the end so they could screw them into the tree.
That's hilarious. So what else you got going on? We're about ready to wrap this puppy up. So what else you got going on?
We ain't got that kind of time. I don't know. I got my hands in everything. Coming up here real shortly, I'm going to be back up north for World War II days for the World War II reenactments to do my historian thing. Of course, my family recently purchased a restaurant, and I help out with that.
Since your brother got that place, I've yet to go back. I don't go there all that often. Now, okay, look.
Hold up. No, wait a minute. Wait. Look at you. And you tell me you have not been there.
Oh, no. I've been there. But I've just not been back since.
By the way, I haven't gotten the design okay, but I'm going to tell you something about a T-shirt after that.
Oh, yeah?
After we get off here, yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't been back since. And I don't go to Bill's Toasties as much as I, in a matter of speaking, would like to. Because, okay, now this place is like known nationwide.
Well, it's known the world over.
Right. Well, yeah. But this is like, it's just a little hole-in-the-wall restaurant, like literally a half a block away from the cop shop.
And we don't sell donuts.
Yeah, they don't sell donuts. So, I mean, it's kind of weird that it's, that close to the cop shop. But, yeah.
I actually brought that up. I was like, I think we need to start selling donuts.
Oh, it'd be funny, dude. Well, it's like,
we sell breakfast. Why not?
Right. I mean, that's like, the pedo van, because, all right, the pedo van, and it looks like, now, the only thing wrong with the pedo van is it's got windows, but it's got like shades, so I mean, like,
it's got shades in a bed.
Shades in the bed. We call it the pedo van. And what our vision was for the pedo van. Is we're going to put a, vinyl on one side, and it's going to say legendary Pokemon inside.
And free Wi-Fi.
Oh, no. Hold up. You're jumping ahead of me. On the other side, the sidewalk side, the passenger side, is going to be free Wi-Fi inside. On the back is going to say free donuts inside. And then underneath each of them is going to say equal opportunity abductor.
And to see how many times we get pulled over.
Oh, and I know I'm getting pulled over. And I had a buddy of mine, Matt's boy. We were talking in Walmart. Now this kid, we have so damaged him, it's not even funny. One of the things that we said to him was, we taught him the whole pinch and roll with if you have an itch in the southern region. Him saying you visit Bill's Toasties a lot is the reason why I say that. Oh, looks like he's done prison time with all those tattoos. Oh, that's true. Gotcha. All right, so, but yeah, it's what was I talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, we could tell, you mentioned the documentaries. We were talking about doing one about us too, but we don't like talking about ourselves that much.
Oh, the commercials is a much better idea though.
Yeah, but I like the idea of the documentary, Beautiful Losers.
Yeah.
The story of weaponized sloth.
I still the Communion 2.0 forgiveness on the go has got to happen. I mean, that's one that, that's the one that has to happen. Communion 2.0 forgiveness on the go.
Nobody wants to see me running in a Borat mankini.
Dude, you were in a cowboy hat and your underbritches getting what?
Cupcakes thrown at me. Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Welcome to the machine.
Yes, that happened. Yeah, him standing there on camera. Nothing but a cowboy hat and his underbritches. Did you have like cowboy boots on or something?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. It's been too long ago. That was a while ago. Anyway, I think we're done. I think we're done. Yeah. We've gone almost an hour.
Yeah, and the sad part is we can go another hour with the exploits of either ignorant stuff I've done or stuff that needed to be done that's still ignorant.
Yeah, we've done some stupid stuff. It's definitely one of the things that it's amazing we're still alive. Because, yeah.
Hardee's, the 90-degree angle corner.
And that was right after I was in my motorcycle accident, and that freaking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the going to Assumption for the funeral.
Yeah, in my defense, I told you to harness up.
Oh, and I did. I mean, I tightened everything. I tried to wrench myself down really good, but I'm like, that still hurt. That was funny though. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, it was my idea to do it.
Yeah, it turned good though.
Yeah, it did. Taking a 90-degree turn, going 45 mile an hour because you see the sign that says Hardee's.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. That was no barking of the tires. That was funny.
Didn't even let off the gas.
Nope. Didn't have to. Not a. It was just a.
Yeah, there's a lot of other exploits aside from that I've had my hands in over the years, but I think I think we're done for now.
Right. So where can people find you over on the social media, sir?
Which platform?
Well, that's why I put an S in there for, multiple instead of just singular.
Well,
sir.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. Those are the two. Twitter for me is more like it's more like a happy fun time hour because Twitter is a cesspool of ignorance. So I have a good time, messing with people, including government officials. Facebook, you can find me as me, or you can find me as The Machine or Skyscraper Vinyl. You can find us on YouTube for The Machine. And we do have a Rumble, but it hasn't been used in probably a year because, well, we're broke and we can't afford any more subscriptions at this point. So that's pretty much the main ones for now.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I thank y'all for stopping by and checking out this one. I do have other things I am going to be doing, other interviews that will be coming up. So, just keep an eye out on there. I'm doing this one not on a normal day, so that this way maybe y'all's, this ain't a normal show. This ain't a typical show that we do very often. But I like these type of interview things. They're fun for me. So, all right, y'all have yourself a great one. And as soon as there we go. And, yeah, have fun. This has been The Ho-Ho Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpickle.com. Until next time.